Joel, before we get into a kind of um, a segment about what we think or a matchup of two game breakers, what I want to ask you and your footy brain a little bit is the two different styles of these two teams. Like Melbourne, from my perspective, are a team that are very methodical. They're structured. They know what they can do and they do it well, both in attack and defense. Whereas Brisbane are more, they can have that structure and they can work their sets and they have guys like Reynolds and Hunt that really have structure. But one of their biggest strengths is the dynamic play and the dynamic running and the offloads and the second phase play. How do you see these two styles of footy meeting and like in a big game like a grand final, is one better than the other, do you think?
Well, what I think will happen here is we all know how the Melbourne Storm are going to play this. So you don't have to be a scientist to realize how Melbourne Storm they play just the way they play, and they'll be very up and down. They can be very very structured, and they're very good at that. Very good at controlling the ruck speed and all that sort of jazz. But I'm more interested in see how the Broncos play this because I think we've seen on Sunday a Broncos team that played two halves of football very differently. I think the first half, and credit to Penrith, the Penrith Panthers, who didn't allow them to play much football, and that made them and basically forced their hand to go set for set, and which we seen by the scoreline at halftime didn't work for them. In the second half, they came out. Obviously, it's the last, potentially their last half of the year, and they basically went back to just throwing caution to the wind a little bit, and they started to play a bit more football, which it's going to be very hard in a grand final setting. It's a bit more dewy for the Broncos.